Hello, this is ABcreative. Welcome to my channel. Now today I am going to paint a mermaid. However, I'm not going to use the techniques you think. I'm going to make it in a slightly different way, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. Because I've never tried it before, I'm not sure if it's going to work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first pour just on this plastic sheet. I will explain everything as we go. But as you know, I love experiments, and I'm actually quite excited that I've never done it before, so I never know whether it's going to be a success or total failure. We'll see. I'm going to use 12 by 12 canvas later on, so I don't want my pour to be bigger than this. So I'll probably put some dots with my pencil. I don't want to waste more paint. Now, as I said, I am going to paint a mermaid, so I'm kind of very roughly going to put the shape somewhere here, so I know how much pour I will need. Now, I mixed my paints the same way as usual, so I put 2/3 of my pouring medium, which is PVA glue and water, 50-50, and 10-20% of Floetrol. You can see my previous videos, and I will also write down in my description. These are my colors. This is Pale Blue by Arteza, dark blue. This is my turquoise with a bit of white, Arteza as well. This one is Liquitex light blue, and this is titanium white by Arteza. I also have this forest green pouring paint by Arteza. This one is already pre-mixed. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put white along the edges of the area that I want to be covered with paint. I want quite a lot of white, and there's my second small area. And now a little bit of light blue and light green, some sections. Time for my dark blue. I'll use my spatula to spread the paint a bit. It's quite a lot. It's probably more than I need. See the cells just forming straight away. I didn't use any silicone at all. Add my colours a bit more to the middle. So I think more colour here. It's probably too much white. Look at all the cells. Whoa. It doesn't matter that I drip in the middle, because all I need is those sections. To be honest, I don't think I need silicone, but I would just add it. I added maybe like 2 drops in here, tiny bit. I want just to make a layer of silicone white at the very edge. It's actually almost looking good now, so I'm not sure. Maybe I just swipe it with a palette knife and I'll be fine. I need a napkin to wipe, or a towel to wipe it every single time. Perfect. And the same way here. Wow, look at those cells. They're gorgeous. Well, I think I'm happy with this. That's the end of stage 1. So I'm leaving my skins to get dry, and hopefully I can continue the work tomorrow. I love coming up with something new that I haven't tried before, because I never know what the result will be, so I'm all excited. My acrylic skin is dry now. It actually took a few days. I thought it would be much quicker, but it wasn't very thin. So this is the skin. So what I did, I just very quickly sketched just a contour of the face on this, because I want to choose which part is best. I could just cut out any section, but I know some places will look better than others. So I am kind of looking which area would be good for hair and which for the body. So this is the size of my canvas. So roughly that covers most of my paw here. So I'm going to look for the best section. I don't want her chin to be blue, so I'm also thinking of the colors. Like this part here with the hair flowing this way, I think. That's quite pretty. I've got a line here, but I'm sure when I glue it down it should be fine. Okay, so I quite like her face to be actually up here. This is an amazing bit. This is carbon paper. So this is used for tracing. So you've got the darker side, this is the carbon side. So you have to put it always down. I'll show you how to use it. So the first thing we'll do, I'm going to tape this little plastic sheet so it doesn't move. This is really important when you trace something. You always tape it down. There could be an image you are tracing, but in my case this is just the outline. Okay, so now I'm going to put the carbon paper underneath, the black side facing down. That's it. If I had a bigger one it would be better, but I'm going to move it later on. Okay, so now I just go over the line. I've never traced on acrylic paw, but there's always first time for everything. Don't press too hard with your hand because you have black marks. You can see I'm taking off the black line with my pencil. I won't even bother with the rest because, to be honest, I'm not sure how I want her arm to be going. I'll decide once I put it on the canvas. Okay, so let's see what happened. So I wiped all the dirt off that I accidentally pressed my fingers too hard. Nice and clean. Okay, doesn't matter here because I'm going to cut this edge out. So, cutting. I'm trying different scissors, seeing which ones will be best. Now the part you have to be super careful is the face. Let's just do the head. Let's start with the nose this way. Okay, I think we'll have a break and I'll just finish cutting her off because otherwise it'll be pretty boring. Now, I'm not going to glue her yet because I do want a darker background. I think she will look really stunning on a really deep, this kind of dark blue, like navy blue background. So I am going to keep her in place somehow, and I'm going to very, very carefully trace the position with a pencil. I could have painted the whole background dark. That would be much easier. I'm no wiser now, so I'm kind of deciding how I want it to go. These are quite nice endings, however the tail will be too big, and if I put it this way that will give me just one direction. Difficult choice. I would like it to go something like this. I'm sure I'm going to trim it later on anyway, so let's just start cutting. think this is where I want the tail to be. She's sort of resting and holding her tail up. So again, I'm just going along the edges, putting it in position. Cut that bit off. Okay, so this is the outline. So what I'm going to do next, I am going to paint all the area in between. If you do something similar, it would be absolutely awesome if you could send me a photo via Instagram, direct message on Instagram, and I could always show it in my story. So I've done the edges, so now I don't have to worry too much. I'm going to use a bigger brush and just cover in between. So yes, the easiest thing would be to actually pour over the whole canvas and then just stick your cutout images. But first of all, I wanted it dry really quickly. That was one reason. And the second reason is that I actually do want to put some multicolored background, quite controlled. So that was just my idea, but of course you can do it differently. I'm going to use a sponge and dab some colors and just put it on my background. I'm trying to create some more depth. You can see the deep bottom of the ocean getting darker and then lighter here. Also the sponge gives you a very different texture. Oh, I think that looks pretty cool. The background will dry in no time and I quite like the effect. So now the most exciting thing. I'm going to try and peel the lady, the mermaid, off the sheet. To be honest, I could stick it all together, but I'm really looking forward to the satisfying peel. It's best to start with the thicker place and then very carefully. Oh, so nice. Like taking clothes off. Oops. Aha. So there she is, ready to be glued on. I have to be pretty careful with the edges because the edges are very thin and they are quite sticky. The paint is dry, however, if you fold this, it kind of gets stuck to each other. So let me do that first. So I'm going to glue the canvas and then put her on. Trying to be super fast. So the glue is on. Generally, PVA works pretty well with acrylic pouring because it's plastic based, same like the paint. Okay, so time for the tail. Just doing this time. It's much easier with a smaller area. Can be really quick. I might give my lady some eyelashes. Oh, that's probably too long. That's too long. Okay, let's trim them shorter. Final touches with the brush. My sea mermaid is almost ready. I'm just now having a dilemma. Do I want some air bubbles here or not? What do you think? I could sprinkle some, but perhaps, I don't know, I might not be I won't be risking. I'll just maybe use a tip of a brush to create some. I think that's it. So I finished with my mermaid. So these are the lovely sails. I think the air bubbles were actually a good idea. Or you can see the, not sure, maybe if I change the light you can see there's some depth and some green in the background. There's the tail with millions of little sails. Oh, I like these. And this corner. Oh, these are pretty. Oh well, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press like and don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. Bye bye.